Good day, everyone. How are you doing? This is Yexia Man Crypto back again with another video. So in today's video, I want to be covering a coin that is Polkadot. A coin that has established itself as one of the big cryptocurrencies in the market, but is also relatively new. So I wanted to cover that coin in some surface level detail and also do the end of week, but today will be the end of month market breakdown on a couple of cryptocurrencies. Now, before I get started, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. I would very much appreciate that. And also, if you're new to crypto and you're a beginner, you want to learn the fundamentals of cryptocurrencies and how to get involved straight away, I've got a free course. Link for that is in the description. And also, I've got a Telegram group where I give my more regular insight, a lot of charts, technical analysis, and looking at the news. And link for that is in the description as well. Also, I want to preface this with saying that I'll be looking at Polkadot, but it is a surface level review. I'm not going to be doing a deep dive into it. It will be in a higher level overview of what it is. So if you're looking for an in-depth, into the nitty-gritty of the project, look at another Polkadot review. With that established and out of the way, let's get into this video. So firstly, let's have a look at Polkadot, what it's about. So their mission is to basically have a completely decentralized web where users are in control. It's built to connect private and consortium chains, public and permissionless networks, oracles, and future technologies that are yet to be created. They facilitate an internet where independent blockchains can exchange information and transaction in a trustless way via the Polkadot relay chain. And Polkadot makes it easier than ever to create and connect decentralized apps, dApps, services, and institutions by empowering innovators to build better solutions. They seek to free society from its reliance on a broken web where large institutions can't violate our trust. So off the bat, you can already tell, they are 100% by the decentralized way of thinking. They want a future where, as it said, they don't want large institutions to be in control. They don't want to have them to have all the power. So that's part of their main philosophy with this project. So their crypto is all about giving the power back and creating the framework so that innovators, are able to thrive and create their applications and connect them to different chains. This is a multi-chain agnostic blockchain, completely decentralized web. So let's skip to the founders. So founded by some of the blockchain industry's foremost builders. This is quite an interesting part, especially Dr. Gavin Wood. He began originating blockchain technology as co-founder and CTO of Ethereum. Obviously, that's massive. He invented fundamental components of the blockchain industry, including Solidity, which is the language, the coding language that's used in Ethereum, proof of authority, consensus, and Whisper. At Parity, Gavin currently leads innovation on Substrate and Polkadot. He coined the term Web 3.0 in 2014 and serves as president of Web3 Foundation. Robert Habermeyer is a Thiel Fellow and co-founder of Polkadot, research and development background in blockchains, distributed systems, and cryptography, longtime member of Rust community, focused on leveraging languages features to build highly parallel and performance solutions. Peter, don't know how to say that name, is the founder also, works on supporting, he's the director of Web3 Foundation, and works on supporting the development of the next generation of distributed technologies. He's a master's above the University of Oxford, very impressive, where he focused on Bayesian machine learning, worked across the defense, finance, and data analytics. You know, fairly strong CV, but obviously the main dude is in the middle, as he has worked. He's co-founder and CTO of Ethereum, and worked on the Solidity, which is a very complex language from what I understand. So it's a very strong team. Cannot deny that. This is probably one of the strongest teams you could assemble. Mainly centered around this geezer in the middle. So let's look a bit at the technology. So scalable, interoperable. That's their key thing. Interoperable. The fact that they connect various different blockchains, all blockchains. Well, actually, don't quote me on that. But a lot of blockchains, especially the early ones, had the issue of not being able to, interoperate. So that's obviously a big issue, because then you have loads of networks that can't communicate with each other. So you got to use one network or the other, which is an issue we have with the modern, networks, whether it's banking, international banking, and whatnot. So blockchain should be solving that and not kind of replicating that issue. And that's what Polkadot are doing. So any type of data across any type of blockchain. So there you go. That's the truth. So it's all types. Polkadot is a network protocol that allows arbitrary data, not just tokens, to be transferred across blockchains. This means Polkadot is a true multi-chain application environment where things like cross-chain registries and cross-chain computation are possible. Polkadot can transfer this data across public, open, permissionless blockchain as well as private permission blockchain. This makes it possible to build applications that get permission data from a private blockchain and use on a public blockchain. For instance, a school's private permissioned academic records chain could send a proof to a degree verification smart contract on a public chain. So it's very good that they gave us an example of a use case where this technology can be applied. So the fact that it's able to do it is very encouraging. This means essentially, this is what the kind of impression I got from Polkadot. There's really no limit as to what it can do via blockchain. The fact that it can connect any type of data, whether it's tokens or just pure data, is obviously quite a feat. And it can do that very efficiently, as we'll find out going forward. So this is the more nitty-gritty part of the technology. I'm gonna pass this, because I'll be honest, you can understand this. Obviously, you look into it more and more. I've looked over it, but the more you look over this, you can easily get confused, because there's so many intricacies that make Polkadot such a strong project like this. Personally, I don't like to look at in depth that much, because it can confuse me a lot of times, and maybe it can confuse a lot of other people as well. So you understand it, you read over it, and then I think for me, that's where I draw the line and move forward in terms of, okay, obviously it's very impressive technology. Now, is it actually being used? That's probably the next step that I'll be looking for. So it solves governance problems, and obviously it's a more impressive consensus mechanism. And bear in mind, obviously, this is a much newer technology, so they have the advantage of hindsight, seeing all the issues that the previous blockchains had. So obviously, it's going to be much stronger and more improved technology. So they're built using Substrate, a blockchain building framework that's a distillation of parity technologies, learnings, building Ethereum, Bitcoin, and enterprise technologies blockchain. So as you can see, it's a more improved version. The more refined version. So nice visual as to what the current method is. For example, blockchain Ethereum, Bitcoin Ethereum, a single transaction, obviously in a linear fashion, and the Polkadot method, which is parallelized transactions. So several layers at one time. So what is its security model? It's a lot stronger than other blockchains, and this is quite interesting. So let's read this part. In both proof of work and proof of stake systems, blockchains compete with each other over resources to secure their network, and blockchains are easily attacked until they develop a significant community to support their network. Polkadot takes a different approach by letting blockchain pool their security, which means that the blockchain security is aggregated and applied to all. So that essentially removes the issue of needing to get a large community straight away, because they're aggregating all that security. By connecting to Polkadot, blockchain developers can secure their blockchains from day one. Obviously, the governance, they're more up to date with it. This is quite interesting as well. A very, very funny acronym, Grandpa, trustworthy consensus algorithm. Polkadot uses its original Grandpa, a consensus for a more secure and resilient network. Under good network conditions, Grandpa can finalize blocks nearly instantly. Under bad network conditions, like a network partition, Grandpa can finalize large quantities of blocks, theoretically millions, at once when the partitions resolve. So, very strong technology, up-to-date, modern, as expected from a newer cryptocurrency project. As I said, it's got the benefit of hindsight. I do remember Polkadot in the last few years being in its infancy, in its construction phase, and now they are implementing it. So, it's a new project in terms of they're now live, but they have been in the background. I heard a lot of rumors when they were kind of in the design phase, what they're doing. They had a bit of hype behind them, but now they're out, and you can see they've hit the ground running because of all the kind of designing phase and making sure everything is perfect and the vision is clear. So it looks like a superstar project. I can understand all the hype behind it. A lot of people were saying this is the only project that can really rival Ethereum. So the potential is huge for this. I can definitely understand and see that. So we as I just explained, you can understand this project is superstar, the team, everything about the technology. So let's move over to some technicals, because that's obviously very important. Circulating supply is 1,016 million, that's the total supply, sorry, available supply. But currently in circulation is roughly 935 million, so almost max supply has been reached. Market cap is 4.6 billion. It is currently ranked 9th. It's already in the top 10. So it's already doing pretty well. But it's still in its infancy. Let's look over the actual charts. Alright. So we can see we've obviously reached the top at $6.28, and we reached the bottom at $4.20. Since then, we've obviously rebounded from that point quite strongly and retapped the upper range. Since then, it's been rejected. There's obviously now a lot of selling pressure at this point, but we seem to be increasing further this month. We'll have to see how next month goes. Moving over to the weekly. It does look like it's ready to pop. I'll be honest with you. You've got this nice surrounding cup formation. Once we get past this counter trend line, I think there's going to be a lot of upside for this project. So I'm looking to build some positions into Polkadot for this anticipation. So that's what I'm looking for Polkadot right now. It looks quite promising, to be honest. So I'm building a position and waiting for the break of this trend line. Now obviously there's a risk that we could see further downside, but that's where I'll start dollar cost averaging, because it does look like a strong project. I'm going to do some more research just to finish off my analysis, but it does look like a very strong project. So that's Polkadot. essentially done. I mean, this is pretty clear, a nice rounding pattern here, and this is a clear, strong trend line. Once broken and retested, I can see easily, you know, whatever distance this is, so maybe $1.80. Yeah, you can definitely see it get past the highs of $7 and potentially further on. So that would be the target. So let's have a look at the rest of the market to close off this video. So I'm looking at the monthly, as we are a few days from the end of the month, and this is still amazing to see. It's beautiful. You know, we've broken the highest monthly candle closure, right? And that was closing at 13,880, and we are way above that now, right? So to even close anywhere above this is fantastic. So, you know, this is a very important step in the right direction. Maybe, or I'm still waiting for that correction to happen, to see that red candle find support somewhere and continue on. I think December will probably be that month when we see that correction. But Bitcoin has proven me wrong plenty of times so far, especially the end of the year. So I'll just see when it happens. We'll wait and be ready. So that's what I'm waiting for. The next thing with Bitcoin, we could easily break past the all-time high. Who knows? We'll just have to kind of look at it day by day. But it's a very strong closure for this month of November. Last month we were tapping obviously the resistance level, and now we've broken way past that, and the next thing is to get some kind of consolidation. XRP obviously absolutely smashed it and hit 79 cents, got rejected. So there's a bit of selling pressure at this point. Even over here you can see that there's a lot of selling pressure, so we close above this for the month, that'll be a positive sign. However, with XRP, unless this turns into a multiple burst a couple of months, as you see here, and then we kind of consolidate, I would then expect XRP to just start slowly dying off, as it always does. So for me, the next things I'll be looking for is how we start to consolidate, because as I said, every time XRP is burst, it's led to complete loss of that gain. You can see here, massive burst, 4 candles, and we are below the opening. Burst, and within the third, fourth candle, we are below, you know, the opening, and so on. So with XRP, are we going to see a couple of months of burst, and then we consolidate like we saw here, this level 3 burst consolidation? But then, yeah, it's a tough one with XRP. So I would say for the rest of the market, we're probably going to see more consolidation in December. But with XRP, it's so hard to tell. We'll have to see where we close for this month, and then continue on judging it from that point. Let's have a look at Ethereum. As mentioned previously, once we break this, it's moon time. We did break and bursted. Now to just finish above this level obviously is a good indication, is bullish. I think we're probably going to see further gains past this level, maybe into 700 before we turn around. You know, obviously support wise, there's strong support at $393, $400, as you can see here, resistance and support. But also now we've got some new potential resistance and support at 432. So I'm still quite bullish on Ethereum. I think it hasn't exploded like Bitcoin just yet, so it's still got some time to do that. Let's look at some of the DeFi picks. Ocean Protocol, one of my favorites. Of course, absolutely amazing price action in the month of July and August. Since then, we've got a high upper range of 56 cents and a lower range of 37 cents. That is a new bottom. I am a little bit concerned that this selling pressure is a bit large compared to the buying pressure, so this might end up pushing it down to revisit the bottom. When you've got a massive wick like this and a little bit of buying pressure like that, it means that obviously the selling pressure is pushing it down more than the buying pressure is pushing it up. So a little bit concerning. I'll have to see how it goes in the month of December, but potentially we could end up being pushed back down to support levels and maybe even break below that. But hopefully all this buying pressure will be enough to keep us above this bottom that we've made. So mixed review for Ocean for the moment. Let's move over to Kava. So Kava, again, it looks similar, mixed. Obviously we had the run up, the rejection, the breakthrough, and now we've retested perfectly. So that is a good sign. And now we've also got positive month. So bottom has been set at 145. From this point on, obviously we need to start seeing some more higher lows. Sorry. So we've got a bottom, just to kind of outline it. We need to start seeing obviously more positive rally towards the upper range. Basically that's the next step for us to continue going up towards that $3.92. If we start to if we see a red December, then we'll probably see a retest of this very important key level of $1.12. If that happens, I would have to see a strong bounce, a strong rally in the opposite direction to be further bullish. If we see like a little bounce and then we start crawling, then I'll be more fearful that we'll end up breaking below this level towards that kind of all-time low. So we'll have to see as time goes on, but so far it looks good. More on the bullish side than the bearish side, I would say. So I'm going to wrap up this video there before it gets mega long. Hope you got some value from that. If you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, peace.